Hey everyone, welcome to this channel update for the, I believe it is the 14th? Yeah, the 14th of September 2015. I don't have to be at work for another 6 hours, 58 minutes, so thought I'd give you this channel update as what's going on. I do want to apologize right off the bat for the videos that got uploaded yesterday. I know some of you probably watched them and be like, well, why is this so short? Why does it sound like he's continuing from something else? What happened? Well, apparently when I tried to upload my videos, you know how computers sometimes when they go through these little updates and everything, I mean, we all have computers, okay, that, you know, we can leave them on and they're seemingly okay, right? But all of a sudden, the little orange LED light starts lighting up, or the other LED light, which is next to the green power one, the other LED light, whether it's orange or red or yellow or blue, whatever, starts lighting up and moving like this, right? Normally, at times, then you know that it's loading something. Whether it's just loading something to get ready to do bi-monthly or bi-weekly update, or if you have something like the Norton Security Norton Anti-Security software, it's doing a virus. It's doing a virus check, what have you, or it's telling you you got to update certain software for iTunes or certain software for Dragon Natural or whatever. So we all know that happens, and sometimes when it happens, we lose a lot of space, or we lose a little bit of space. Now, what happened with the videos yesterday when I was uploading them from this camera, apparently I took out several files to try to make space for it. Still wasn't enough. So I decided, okay, I'll upload them anyway, and they'll probably tell me, like they should have before, that there are certain things that cannot be uploaded because there's not enough space. But it didn't do that. Instead, it uploaded 12 files. And I looked at this and I'm thinking, 12 files? I know I recorded more. So the only thing I can think of is the only two things I can think of is this. One, there might have been a corrupted file in the system, which is here. And that's happened before. It might have been corrupted, not really saying it wasn't. Another thing is the fact that they skipped over them because they didn't feel, because it was too much and they couldn't fit them all in there. But what's funny about this is it gave me 14.7 gigabytes left, so I'm thinking it still should have been enough for one more to go. But apparently something happened. I guess there was a transfer issue. This is what I think of. Maybe there was a transfer issue between it. Maybe something happened to where something didn't transfer the way it should have transferred, and that's why we only have what we have. So I do apologize for that. My original intention for those videos, one, right off the bat, was to talk about the PlayStation and the Dreamcast, which you could hear me mostly talk about in the second part, which is the 20-minute part. The other one was supposed to be a multi-video, possibly 3 or 4 video part, unpackaging of a majority of the Disney Infinity 3.0 figures and set. As you know, the Star Wars, the Inside Out, Mickey and Minnie, and even some 2.0 in the form of Wreck-It Ralph and Vanellope. That worked out mostly in the second 2 videos, but the other one, I don't know what happened. If it got cut short, a transfer issue, I don't really know. Again, the file may have been corrupted. I can't really say. So, but my thought is maybe it's because it was too big, they had to cut certain things down. That's what I'm thinking. But it's still kind of weird, you know what I'm saying? But it's alright. You know, we've all dealt with that before. We've all dealt with that before. And I know some of you are going to come out and say, well, why don't you just redo them again? How can I redo the Disney Infinity package opening when most of the packages are gone? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I do apologize for that right off the bat. The PlayStation Sony one, the Sony PlayStation Sega Dreamcast one, I do apologize for that one too. I don't know if because here's the thing, the file is completely gone. But yet, and yeah, I did delete it off here, but yet, when I looked at it on this camera, it was there. So again, there might have been there might have been some kind of a misunderstanding, miscommunication with the transfer. That's what I'm thinking. But I think mostly, even though it allowed me to have 14.7 gigabytes, which is kind of strange, that it basically didn't bring that file up. You know how the video files are numbered, right? This didn't allow me to bring up what would have been like file number 11, video number 11, which was part of the PlayStation Sega deal. So I'm thinking there was either a miscommunication in transfer, or the fact that the file might have been corrupted. I don't really know. Again, I think it was, like I said, several factors, I believe. One of the main ones being it was too much space, too little space, and they wanted to have some kind of semblance there. But still, I've done this before. And yet, yeah, I've been low on space, but it's never done this before. But I'm thinking because I was like at 40 gigabytes of video on this camera and on the memory card, and it only had like 39 gigabytes on the computer, they said, no, we're not going to do that. So again, I don't know what happened. I can only think it's a few factors. One, either it was just left behind because it was, not enough room, or they wouldn't have enough room afterwards. Two, there was a miscommunication in the transfer. And three, it might have been corrupted somehow. I don't really know how that could be. I don't really know. So, anyway, I do apologize for those videos being kind of strangely uploaded the way they were. But as you saw, the rest of the videos did come off without a hitch. So I'm thinking something had to happen in between there. I don't really know what really occurred. Because what was funny is they allowed me to upload 10 gigabytes less than what was on the computer. So that might have been a factor. I'm not really sure. But anyway, as you have also noticed with my channel, I've uploaded several gaming footage from Mortal Kombat X, Injustice Guard Among Us Ultimate Edition, as well as WWE 2K15 in the past few days, courtesy of my PS4. Because if any of us that has a PS4, we all know that we could upload our footage either on Facebook, YouTube, or Dailymotion. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, there is new footage of that. And it's quite amazing to see that footage on YouTube, being able to upload it from there. So hopefully down the line, if I get one of those cameras that they have at PlayStation, I might be able to do some video footage there. So who knows? Anyway, again, I'm here to give you a bit of an update. Now, as I mentioned in the last update, and I'll mention here again, things are back to semi-normal, if you will. And what I mean by semi-normal, because I know some of you probably watched that channel update and wondering what does he mean. Semi-normal is basically the fact that things are back to normal, as you can see, but not at a level that would, be considered normal. That, believe it or not, won't come until after Christmas break. But semi-normal is basically, like I said, what you see. It's like everything's okay and everything's cool. The only factors that you have to look into is the fact that I work, my mom works, as well as goes to class. And at times, like this past weekend, we will have the nephews. So we only had one nephew, so that was good enough. But anyway, like I said, there's always those factors. And they're major factors when you think about them. They really are. They are really major factors. To the point that when you deal with them, when you deal with these major league factors, well, they're not major league, but they're minor league factors, you got to work around them. So like with my mom, she's been talking about, oh, I'm going to probably use my Kindle and the keyboard you gave me that goes with it, because there are keyboards that are compatible with Kindle Fires, to do some homework on, but she's more used to the computer. So I've come to accept the fact that she's just going to be on the computer doing her homework. Now, what does that mean? Well, normally what that means for me, if like today I'm probably going to upload some videos because, you know, she's got class and everything and all that, you know, after work. What that means for someone like myself, is on the days I would like to upload videos, I'm going to have to hold back. Like, I'll give you an example. This past weekend, my mom did her homework on a Saturday. So she did her homework on a Saturday. She could have done it a lot earlier, but she decided not to. She wanted to clean the house a little bit, whatever. So she decided to do her homework this past Saturday in the afternoon, right after my 8-year-old nephew got dropped off. So she does her homework, right? Now you might say, well, Brian, that gave you plenty of time. Did you have Saturday off? Yes. No, I didn't. I did not have Saturday off, but I did work that day. But I know what you're saying. Well, couldn't you have uploaded videos while you were gone? I could have, but here's the problem. I never knew when she was going to, but mostly when she was going to want to do her homework. You see, that is the fact, one of those factors a lot of people have to look at, is the fact that depending on who you live with, if they go to class, and let's say you have 1 or 2 primary computers, and they have to use one of them, and the other is being used by someone else for, let's say, regular high school or junior high homework, then you have to deal with it, right? You have to work around that. And that's basically with my mom. You see, I have to work around the fact that I could upload videos, but I never know when she's going to end up wanting to do her homework. Now, the benefit, though, about that is I can upload my videos on Google Chrome, and she could do her homework through Internet Explorer because apparently that's the only way she can officially do it. But again, like I said, I never know when or where she's going to want to do her homework. I never know. I don't know if she's going to want to do it in the morning, on a Saturday or a Sunday, or in the afternoon. I don't know, so I have to open those days up. So that's why on the weekends sometimes when I'm not around, so that's why on the weekends, whether I'm working or I'm not working, I let my mom do what she's got to do. So like this Saturday, even though I'll be off, I'm going to let her do what she's got to do. I'm going to let her do her homework. I'm going to just sit back and say, you know what, do your homework. It doesn't matter to me, do your homework. It's not going to matter because I have other options. If I want to do videos, I have options like this, like my iPod, not my iPod, but my Kindle, and I have my iPod. I have these options at my disposal. I even have my UMX, my Ultimate Mobile Experience by TracFone to possibly do it with too. I have all these options. I even have my own freaking computer if I wanted to do it that way. But again, I have all these options that I could work with. The only thing though is, because my computer is over a decade old. Let's be truth here. It's about a decade old. I want to make sure everything is uploaded correctly. And my computer definitely needs an upgrade. There's no doubt about it. But again, the point is, folks, the factor of working around that, and again, anybody that has somebody that goes to school, whether it's college or high school, they have to use the computer to do the homework online or whatever. You guys know this. You got to work around these factors. You really do. Now, some of you might say, well, that's what you get a laptop for. Well, that's why you have Kindles or tablets. And that's true. But you see, not everybody is used to that. See, my mom is an old school kind of person. She's used to writing down the problems and figuring them out and then turning them in. Heck, I've seen her doing her homework online, which she's getting good at, But I've also seen her with a notebook in her lap, writing down, figuring out the problems, because she's old school like that. You see, if this teacher that she has would have given her, and some of the older students that are kind of old school, if they would have given her the option, given her or others like her, the option of purchasing a textbook, which they could do, that is an option, but giving them that option to not only purchase the textbook, but do the math problems like that, and then turn them into her. Either, let's say, you can have somebody scan it, or you just hand it to her. That would have been a lot easier for her because she's more used to that. But you gotta learn, the times change, you gotta learn, and that's why she's doing it this way. So that's basically what I'm trying to make a long story here short. That is why, things are kind of semi-normal, because I never know, either on Friday, Thursday, Saturday, or Sunday, she's going to want to do homework. I don't know. I don't know if she's going to want to do that. I don't know where or if she's going to want to do that. I do know that she's got homework due next week that she has to do. Now, if she wants to, she could get a step ahead. This is what I would do if I was her. I would become a step ahead. Not trying to make myself look better, but I would stay a step ahead so that way I can give myself a breather. I can give myself a break, because the teacher has already put not only the homework that's due on the 21st, but she's also put the homework that's due the following week. So if I'm my mom, I try to get both out of the way, because here's the thing. My mom and me are going to go to the A's-Giants game the A's-Giants game the following weekend. That's what we're doing. We're going to the A's-Giants game. They were kind of like birthday presents to us from my older sister. So we're going to that. But here's the factor. Okay? My mom doesn't want to do any homework but she wants to enjoy herself. So if I'm my mom, here's what I do. I try to stay a step ahead. Yeah, I try to stay a step ahead. So knowing that I have homework due that following week, I do that homework right after I do the other homework. I do. So if I'm my mom, I do the homework that's due the 21st, and then maybe the next day or so, do the homework that's due the following week, get ahead of myself, get ahead of everybody, and be totally ready. That's what I would do. That's just my opinion. But again, that's what I'm talking about by things getting back to semi-normal around here. Due to the fact that, I never know when she's going to want to do her homework, which kind of makes it unpredictable for me to upload a video on the weekend. Or videos on the weekend. So it's a little hard. So the primary dates that I'll probably be doing these would be about Mondays and Tuesdays, maybe Monday and Wednesdays, and maybe even the late evenings of Tuesdays, Thursdays, maybe even Fridays. But again, it all depends. Primarily could be around Monday and Wednesdays. And mostly when I work. So keep an eye out for when the videos do come up. They will. But that's what I meant by things getting back to semi-normal. And I'm sorry if I went on a little tangent there, a little rambling, but, kind of had to explain why things are the way they are. So, but otherwise, besides that, I will try to get more fan vids up as well. That does give me enough time to do fan vids. The only problem is I work, and sometimes my schedule doesn't allow me even to do that anymore, because it's like I gotta come home, come home from work, rest up, take a shower, whatever, eat, and then go to bed.